Hello everyone. Today I'll be doing a short introduction on the CCNA. So the CCNA, which stands for the Cisco Certified Network Associate, it is an entry-level information technology certification that is issued by the network hardware company called Cisco. So what are the basics that you will learn on CCNA? It's basically networking. So first, before continuing, let's see on how the CCNA entry level is. So the CCNA, it is the entry level to network certification. So the CCNA, in order to know how much is the exam, so it costs around $300. And you can see on this side, on the course era side, you can see what salaries that you could earn while doing the CCNA certification. So the positions that require the CCNA certification is IT support specialist, network specialist, as you can see, network administrator, network engineer, and even senior network engineer. So it's important that you know that CCNA it is basically the entry level, and this is how you would know about routers, switches, and everything else. So let me do a introduction to the Cisco Packet Tracer, which is a tool that we can use to do a simulation. It is a simulation tool, and this will enable us to do routing, switching, and basically so networking that we will be doing here. And but first, let me give you an intro and an example or more explanation and of how the networking works. So you have to remember things like the TCP/IP protocol, which starts with it has the TCP/IP protocol has 7 layers. So what are the 7 layers? We'll start with layer 7 first. So layer 7 is application layer. So let me type TCP/IP. So it's a OSI model. OSI model. So we'll start with application layer. Then we have the presentation layer. Session layer, which follows. Then we have the transport layer. The network layer, the data link layer, and finally the physical layer. So these are the 7 layers of the OSI model. So the physical layers, which includes cables, switches, no, not switches, but cables, mostly cables, hubs, and the data link layer consists of switches. This here, the main thing that you could learn is about how data is transmitted in bits like 0, 1, 0 and 1. The data link layer is how data is transmitted in frames, and here in the network layer, data is transmitted through packets. And the transport layer here it defines how the data is transported either through UDP or TCP. So UDP is how we can say UDP. UDP is a transport layer which is not reliable. If I'm sending if someone is sending a packet through UDP, So there will not be any check to see if the if the desti- if the one who receives if the receiver has received it completely, there is no error check, etc. As if it uses TCP, you know that if there has been an error in transit, uh, then the source, the transmitter, will send it again. So that's why TCP is mostly preferred. Then the session layer is how it defines how it's this is how we use encryption. No, this is not encryption. This is the session layer, which is how it opens a session. The presentation layer talks about how the data is encrypted and everything, encrypt and decrypt. And this is the application layer, and this is where we input the data through our apps. So whenever I'm typing something, or whenever I'm sending something through the internet, so it starts with application layer. This is a session. This is a layer where it encrypts the data or decrypts the data. Then the session layer. This is where it opens the session, and the transport layer. Either I'm transmitting it through UDP or TCP. The network layer is about the how I'm sending it. So this is a routing that I will be doing here, and this is a switching in terms of frames, and finally it gets transmitted through uh, in electrical bits in zeros and ones. So this is about the OSI model, and this is a tool that we will be using in our further videos, and we will do some simulations. So you could see that the network devices here on the on the left bottom corner. So you could see the different devices, the different routers that is here. So these are all routers, as you can see. This is the config. So the device is still booting. Okay. See the CLI. So this is where we'll be doing all of our configurations here. If we'll be inputting the commands. So I'll be doing new. So this is enable. We need to enable, and then we'll get into the privilege mode. If we do config terminal, then we'll get to the configuration mode. So this is where if you control that, we'll return to the initial mode, the root mode. So let me start again. So here is the privilege mode, here is the root mode, and here is the configuration mode. So what I'll be doing here, I'll be doing a simple command like show IP interface brief. This is the common basic commands which we will be seeing the interfaces that are present. You can see that it has gigabit Ethernet 0/0/0 to 2, and it has a VLAN 1 as this is by default, so nothing new. You could see also that there is switches as well. Here is a common switch you could see, and you could see how what are the force Ethernet ports that we have. You could see there are 24 force ports, and then 2 gigabit Ethernet ports. So for a start, that's all for it. For further, we'll be doing a bit more complicated things in order to get more acquainted to it. So for now, goodbye for now, and enjoy the rest of your day. So right now, so it's already midnight, so it's okay.